Be decisive. Determination. You can't open new oceans if you don't dare to sail away from the shore. To encourage the eaglets to take care of themselves, the mother throws out the litter from the nest so that the thorns of the branches from which the nest is made begin to prick the grown chicks. When living conditions become unpleasant, the chicks are forced to get to the edge of the nest, after which the mother lures them from the edge. Falling down like a stone, they begin to frantically beat their wings to slow their fall, and, in the end, they come to what is natural for eagles: flight. Isn't that how life treats us? Wouldn't it be easier to be decisive in order to avoid the pricks from the thorns? We often endure discomfort to the last, because we are afraid of change, afraid of the unknown. Sometimes indecision is due to the fact that we are afraid that if we get a new one and we don't like it, then, as often happens, we won't be able to return the old one. But no one bothers to look again for something new. The contemplation of life is not life. We must believe in the rationality of life and calmly move forward to new sensations and events. Have you ever admitted to yourself that you wanted to do something, just lacked the courage? Often people do not even find the courage to express their gratitude to another, justifying it to themselves by the fact that he or she may doubt their sincerity and unselfishness. Why shackle yourself with indecision? Indecisiveness is not the same as caution. Look at your ability to move forward. When it comes time to make a decision and set a new goal for yourself, remember that everyone has an innate ability not only to survive, but to succeed. Life provides opportunities for us to rise to the heights of success and enjoy the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction achieved. This means that we may not be satisfied with anything less, something that we are capable of, if we ourselves do not want it. D. Ben-Gurion. Courage is a special kind of occupation, knowing how to be afraid of what one should be afraid of, and how not to be afraid of what one should not be afraid of. Listen to the words of an 85-year-old woman. If I could live my life over again, next time I would risk making more mistakes. I would calm down. I would be more flexible. I would be more careless than this time. I would take less things to heart. I would take more risks. I would travel more. I would not climb peaks and swim across rivers. I would eat more ice cream and less peas. Perhaps I would have had more real troubles, but fewer fictional ones. Understand this before it's too late. How often a completely new way of life opens before us, and we do not want to know it. Why is this happening? Maybe partly because we are not very sure of who we are and what we are. There are possibilities hidden in each of us that only manifest when we use them: get out of the nest, fall into the abyss, and fly. Remember the English saying, "Who does not make mistakes does nothing." Act as if failure is impossible, and it really will become impossible. Decisions need to be made quickly. The percentage of errors in quick decisions is no higher than in long hesitation, and the very fact of decisiveness speeds up things and gives confidence. They say that the tendency to think and act spontaneously, without relying on past experience, is a symptom of peace of mind. In contrast to this policy, in some cases, when dealing with particularly serious problems, hasty decisions should be postponed. Our psyche has limits to holding innovations, which requires us to make a responsible decision. This is a period of 2 to 6 days. If during this time a clear decision has not been made regarding your idea, then consider that you are at the starting position. The rule of J. Caesar: great deeds must be done without hesitation, so that the thought of danger does not weaken courage and speed. Success is not necessarily achieved by the one who makes the right decisions, but by the one who makes his decisions right. Law of inertia. Lao Tzu taught, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." The law of inertia emphasizes the difficulty and importance of the first step, starting a new business. Voltaire: "The first step that we take in this world. Our whole future life depends on it." The law of inertia states that what is moving is easier to keep moving. Conversely, as soon as the object, or person, is at rest, it is easier for him to remain at rest. It also means that a big part of doing anything is getting started. The law of inertia helps you finish what you started. The energy consumption to move a train is much greater than to keep it going. In truth, it is often more difficult not to finish something than to interrupt it in the middle. But, on the other hand, when you are at rest, you have no motivation, it is easier to stay in the same state than to make an effort on yourself and move forward. Remember, in such cases, trying to induce action, we are told, it is better to do and regret than not to do and regret. This cannot be argued with. As with the fact that even the absence of a result is a result. Are you one of those people who are standing in front of open doors, on the threshold of new opportunities and success? Those people who are full of high visions of the path ahead and are ready to take the first step into this door, through this threshold? Action Science, San. As long as you are alive, never say to yourself, do it now. Unless it is immediately followed up with decisive action. The time to act is now, the time to be happy is now. The secret of action is in action. The autostarter is the self-motivator, San. When action is desired and the symbol, Sen, appears in your mind, transmitted from the subconscious, then immediately get down to business. Make it a habit to respond to, San. Even in small things. Accustomed to urgent action in small things, you will always be ready to quickly use the opportunities that have appeared. Let's say you need to make a phone call, but you have a habit of procrastinating, putting it off until later. And you all postpone the call. But as soon as, San, arises in your mind, act. Call immediately. Or, let's say you set your alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning. And when he calls, you want to sleep more. You turn off the alarm and go back to bed. You have a tendency to do the same in the future. But as soon as, San, arose in your mind, do it immediately. Get up. Why? Because you want to develop the habit of answering the autostarter with, San. Are you afraid of your best ideas? One of the reasons that often prevent us from using them immediately is a certain timidity in the face of our own inspiration. They may seem too new and lightweight to us. There is no doubt, it takes courage to test an untested idea,